the head and the heart from their Living Mirage album, Misconnection. We are rocking for the hungry and supportive food gatherers, and such a pleasure to have with us the health officer of the Washtenaw County Health Department, a dear friend of ours, Jimena Loveluck. How are you, my friend? It's been so
Hi,
long
Martin.
since we've seen each other
I
in
know
person.
it's so good to be here with you and to be in person for Rockin' for the Hungry.
How long have you been with Washtenaw County Health Department? How many
I've
years now?
5 years total, but 3 years as health officer. So just a little bit before COVID started.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who would have known?
I know. So
So, what are some of your responsibilities for those who may not know as a health
sure,
officer
sure.
for
So
the health
as the health
department?
officer, I oversee the health department and all of our public health staff that provide a range of public health services, including clinical services like immunization, sexual health
Mm.
services, nutrition and WIC services, but also environmental health services. And that includes things like making sure that our food is healthy and safe when we go eat at restaurants through restaurant inspections, as well as talking about emergency response, which is something we've had to focus on a lot in the past years with the COVID pandemic.
Hmm. Tell us more about your association with food gatherers and why you think this nonprofit, this local food bank of ours, is so important, and why people should support this cause.
Well, certainly access to healthy, nutritious food is really foundational for good public health outcomes. And
Mm.
we know that it impacts chronic disease, it impacts mental health. And so for us, it's such an important factor to address if we want to improve health in our county and for our residents. And so that is sort of foundational for public health outcomes. But also, it is an equity issue, and at the health department we focus very much on improving health inequities, addressing health inequities in our county. And we know that there are health inequities when it comes to food insecurity, and so it's so important for us to work with community partners like food gatherers to address health inequities and particularly food insecurity, because we know that when people have access to healthy, nutritious food, they're going to have better health outcomes.
I'm always so impressed whenever I talk to, well, anyone from Food Gatherers, Eileen Spring, their president and CEO, anyone with the organization. I mean, it's not that they provide food, which is just so desperately needed for so many people, and the people are still surprised to hear how many folks have food insecurity issues, but healthy and nutritious food. I mean, they really focus on that.
Absolutely. And that's critical. We, in Washtenaw County, about 11% of residents will experience food insecurity at some point this year. And we know that that particularly impacts families and children. And so having access to healthy, nutritious food is so important. And we know also the impact that COVID has had on everything in our lives,
Mm.
but certainly economic instability and higher prices that we're all experiencing. And that impacts not only us who are purchasing food or trying to access healthy foods, but it impacts food gatherers too. And so that's why donations during Rocking for the Hungry are so important, so critical to help them reach this goal of 1 million
Yep.
meals for our residents in the county. But COVID certainly has had a tremendous impact. And it's important to remember that a lot of the measures that have been put in place because we have a public health emergency in our country, they're not going to continue forever. That
Right.
public health emergency will end at some point in the next year. And so we also need to ensure that we are supporting organizations like Food Gatherers and the many partners that address food insecurity in our county.
Our guest is Jimena Loveluck, who is the health officer at the Washtenaw County Health Department. Wow, we got a big old Ann Arbor Fire Department hook and ladder truck pulling into the parking lot here. A lot of firemen do their shopping here at
Yes,
Kroger. I
right.
know, having done this event for a year or two. It's just such an honor having you on the
Oh,
air with us, Jimena. Your tireless support of the community and all the good things you do. Oh man, keep on keeping on, my friend.
Well, Martin, thank you so much. And what an honor for me to do this last Rockin' for the Hungry
telling
with
you.
you. Thank you for all you've done and contributed to our community. And I've always loved talking with you and your support of organizations like Food Gatherers and others. Really appreciate that. And again, just a reminder to all the listeners, please remember to donate during this time, Rockin' for the Hungry, and help them reach their goal.
It's a million meal goal. So far, 453,564 meals have been gifted towards that million meal goal. Let's keep rocking for the hungry. We'll go back to our studios for a look at traffic and with Scott Vertical. And after that, we'll keep rocking with Michigander. And it is a Feature Artist Friday brought to you by Bank of Ann Arbor with the Police and Sting on 107.1.